little bit towards Steve. Like just actually, you can just rotate it on the. Yeah, that works. That works 100%.
Can you adjust it so I look a little thinner?
You look great. You look really cool today, Steve.
If I wore a dress shirt today.
I know you did.
But I got my
good. Yeah,
Maximum T-shirt.
Yeah.
You look fancy enough to be a waiter at the Armadillo restaurant.
That's uptown.
You still got armadillo around here?
I know.
I worked at one for like a day.
One on 120th or whatever?
No, it was over in Littleton. They didn't give me a lunch break, so I quit.
Matt.
Does Matt always give you a lunch break?
Yeah.
I even buy lunch for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way,
That's
I kinda
awesome.
did. So yeah. All right. Are you about ready to do this, Steve?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. You got your
my
Yeti.
beverage.
You got your beverage. Okay, I got
Yeah.
mine too. All right. Okay. Hey everybody, this is Matt, and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. It's Thursday. It's primetime guitar Thursday. It's 5:00 Mountain Time, whatever time it is where you're watching. We're live right now, and to my left, your right, is Steve from Maximum Guitar Works. And Steve and I have been talking a lot lately, and he sent me some emails this morning, and we're like, okay, this is going to be we've got a bunch of stuff to tell you guys about. And if you are a budding guitar builder, or if you're someone like me who's built one guitar before, this is going to be stuff that you're going to want to hear. Okay. So first of all, Steve, thanks for coming down, because I know gas is really expensive.
Yeah, it's only cross town, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
How much it costs to go cross town.
Yeah. These days, right?
Yeah.
So will you be joining us so you're here today. We're going to
Mhm.
talk about a bunch of new stuff that you're offering. And I'm really excited about it, because some of it none of it was my idea, but all of it helps me. And some of it was I got to be part of, which was really neat. So I'm really happy about all that stuff. So now, but first, will you be joining us at all for the Great American Guitar Building Contest on Saturday?
I will be.
Okay, cool. So we'll be here at noon.
Okay.
So anytime you want to show up after noon, we'll be here. So you guys, if you guys are here for the Great American Guitar Building Contest, Steve will be here for all or a little bit of it anyway. I got 3 guitars in the mail recently. One that was shipped to Flipside and 2 that were shipped here. Sean, Gary, and Bobby Deal. Yeah. So so anyway, so if you guys are sending guitars and you're one of those 3 people, I got them already. And Chris and I are looking forward to that. And Steve, are you looking forward to it too?
I am looking.
I think it will be fun. Yeah, Mike Learn's going to come down and hang
cool.
out with us. So yeah, it should be a good time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's jump right in, Steve, because you have a bunch of new products, and your goal has always been to make guitar building more accessible for people, right?
Yeah, to give people repeatability, accuracy, and safety. I think that's how you could summarize it.
Okay.
And these are all things that
Safety third.
everybody knows.
Everybody knows safety third. All right, first.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, it all kind of goes along with that. And obviously what we're going to talk about today, I think could help out a lot of people. That my biggest problem is sometimes, and I think I've mentioned this before, but sometimes I forget that some people out there with the passion to build guitars don't have a shop like mine.
Well, we see it all the time. Guys who are like, I have an apartment, or I have a great big house, but I don't have a bunch of tools, or I just want to make one, or I just want to try it once. And you've got products, and we've got courses and products, and we are trying to help people with some of that stuff. We got to the point where we went way beyond our manufacturing capability, and that's when we came to you. Right?
Yeah.
Steve, you have a bigger facility. You have way more manufacturing.
Yeah, I need probably more labor, but I have the facility, the infrastructure, and the tools to do some serious manufacturing.
And you guys are about to see some of the neat stuff that Steve's got, and we've got some announcements that we're going to be making throughout this video. So we've got an hour, Steve, because Dylan from Dylan Talks Tone is going to be going live in an hour. So we can't go past it. So we gotta let's jump right in here, shall we?
Yeah. What do you want to talk about first?
Well, why don't we talk about what is going on over here? Yeah. All right. Yeah. So what do we got? What do we have here?
Well, I've got a it's a three-part system.
Mm-hmm.
Hard oil, all natural finishing system that I started developing last year. Now, the reason I started developing it is because I used a hard oil finish on all of my tools and jigs and everything that I make. And
You still do, right? So if
and
you
I still
buy a sanding block,
I still do. The problem is I was spending a lot of money on the oil finishes and stuff, and so I was looking for a more cost-effective way to still have the same type of quality. Well, what I found out in a lot,
I want to tell the 115 people that are watching right now that you are like on the precipice. You are on the bleeding edge, tip of the spear here.
Mhm.
This went live like on your website 5 minutes ago, right?
yeah,
What we're talking about here.
right. So, and I'm not sure if it's up, Mike. If you can hear me, if the finishing systems are up.
And Michael Corrigan, I see your super chat, sir. Thank you for that. I'm going to get to that as soon as Steve's done with telling you about the oil. I've got updates for the Challenger Junior. So stay tuned, sir.
All right. So that was my dilemma, and needed to find a solution to make my production more cost effective,
Okay.
and so my friend Mike started doing a lot of research for me on different products that are out there and what are some of the
Mike's a cool guy. He sent me emails and said, "Hey, I got I have an in on some of these things." Yeah, nice.
Yeah, he's good at finding stuff, and so there's a kind of a secrecy to it because there's so many different ways to go about it, but many companies are coming up with their own. Well, what I did,
so like I got a jar of this stuff. Mine was just in a jar, a mason jar, and it had a piece of tape on it.
That was early on.
Yeah.
That was early on, and
That
so
was oil?
Uh-huh.
I drank it.
Oh, it's food
it's
safe.
food safe,
Yeah.
so you're fine. Did it taste like chicken?
Yeah.
You got the wrong stuff there.
But anyway, so I started doing a lot of experiments and coming up with different formulas. And again, the purpose was to replace it for my jigs and tools and things like that. But
Necessity being the mother of invention, right?
I ended up using it on some guitar necks, and it blew me away.
Okay.
So I developed a whole system, and so one of them, the number 7, is a one-step system.
So what is old number 7?
Old number 7 has, or new number 7
New number 7
is hard oil and wax. Okay?
So first of all, this is the SOS system, the Mad Scientist hard oil and wax finishing system. So scientist oil system,
Yeah.
Mad Scientist,
Exactly.
hard oil. Okay, yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. That was the trickiest way I could come up with that.
I think for a guy who's not into acronyms, that's terrific.
It's a hard one to remember.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember this whole string.
Fortunately, it's written. Okay, all right.
But yeah, the number 7 is a hard oil and wax combination, and it's a one-step. So it's designed to, and this is exactly what I use on all my jigs and tools. Okay, so anyone who's bought some of my radius blocks or hold down jigs or the side dot marker jig or any of those, this is what it comes with.
So this is really citrusy and smells good. And you say it's food safe, so you can touch it.
You can touch it. You can. I apply it always with my hands. I keep a partial, like 1/4 of a microfiber cloth.
Okay.
Is what I apply it with, and I keep it in kind of a Tupperware type of deal.
All right.
And it stays fresh because this gets loaded with finish, and that's what you want it to be preloaded.
You want it to be loaded. Okay.
You don't want to reload a new rag every single time. You're wasting finish that way.
So we got old number 7. Then what do we got here? Old new number 8. Okay.
So the number 8 leaves out the wax, and it's a slightly different formula. And
why would you want to do that?
Well, number 1, it's thinner, so it penetrates deeper for stabilization.
Okay.
But if you have the idea that you may want to spray on a finish later, okay.
So like if you come to Texas Toast, build a guitar workshop, and you use this because so you could use this in one application, done, and we're gonna see some of that here in a second.
Yeah.
Or you could use this if you say I want to shoot lacquer over it in 5 months or whatever when I get home.
Exactly, and I'm not exactly sure that curing time. It's probably at least a week to be safe.
Okay.
But the longer the better.
It's the same. So it's exactly the same stuff.
It's
just no wax.
There's no wax, and it's different proportions.
Okay.
To it. So yeah, that's what that is. It's for penetration of the wood fibers to kind of seal everything off, but allows flexibility later on if you want to do a different finish.
Yeah, that's cool. So so you don't know what would happen if we tried to shoot stuff over the
wax.
It's
got wax in
it. Yeah,
so,
but thankfully we don't have to decide because you got number 8.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. So
which is cool because people do that often. They're like, well, what if I don't know?
Yeah.
Well,
put the oil on, let it stabilize, let it kind of penetrate the wood, and then if you decide, a month later that I want to put a clear coat over this or you can still do it.
Okay, so you've got this is good for the entire guitar if you want it.
Everything I've used it on.
Okay, so next is a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
But you could do body with this if you don't have a spray rig. I mean, right?
I've even treated my cast iron stuff with this.
Oh, really?
It's right. It's an oil and a wax.
Okay.
And I just kind of rub it in and I buff it out, and it's
okay.
It actually works.
And let me guess, this is old number
9.
I know it's okay. Yeah.
I have to look.
Yeah.
Now, so number 9 is the fret oil conditioner, cleaner, and lubricant, right, for the fretboard. And again, it's the same food safe type of product, totally different, but in this case also what's added is something that is not a hard oil, and that's lemon oil, and it's actually real lemon oil, not just
so a lot of the stuff that you buy at the music shop is lemon scented mineral oil.
When I found out that the product I was buying that said lemon oil on it was actually mineral oil, with things added to it, I felt like I was deceived.
Yeah.
And so this has a high concentration of pure lemon oil in conjunction with other things that help it to penetrate and clean.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't want to gloss over this, but I kind of want to get to some of the other stuff because so we're not ready to go there yet. But guys, what I want to tell you is you're going to see some stuff later on in the hour that you've treated with this. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this. Then we're going to start talking about some of the stuff that Steve brought to share with us. That's also brand new, going live tonight. So don't walk away. There's big stuff coming. All right.
Yeah. And I'll just say lastly, like this.
Let's talk a little bit about price and stuff.
We are going live with this today, but it's for a pre-order. And the main reason is the only thing holding it back from actually shipping is getting the labels done, which is waiting on me to come up with verbiage.
And you have a good deal for everyone watching right now or watching in the future. The pre-order is only going to last for how long?
Until I get my butt out of gear and get the, what do they call it? The copy.
Okay.
Done, so that the print shop can actually print these, and then I can get those from the print shop.
And do you have someone who's doing the artwork for you? I know someone who does that and is beautiful. So okay, anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So anyhow, so what would you expect to pay for this?
Okay.
But wait, there's more.
But wait. Actually, there's
I'm trying to invoke the ShamWow guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's someone that you could model yourself after, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, no, these are going to retail on the site for $29 for the 10-ounce bottles.
Okay. So that's competitively priced.
I think we tried to shoot under similar type products, ounce by ounce.
But what I want everyone to know is that one application of this wax stuff on, like, say, a guitar neck, you could do, how many guitar necks could you do with this bottle?
You're going to be blown away by what you see.
Yeah, and I haven't seen what Steve's brought to show us. So yeah.
So anyway, so these 29 each, the 4 ounces of the fretboard cleaner, conditioner, lubricator, that's going to sell for $12, which is $70 for all 3.
Okay.
For a pre-release promotional thing that we're going to do, and from now until I finally get the labels and can start shipping this product out.
So not too far down the line.
Not too far. We're estimating maybe another month, 2 months tops.
Okay.
This is going to be priced half off.
$35, and you get
All three.
old number 7, old number 8. Well, you get number 7, number 8, and number 9.
You want to say old with
I will, because I drink a lot of Jack Daniels. So you get all 3 for $35 during the pre-order. I really feel like I should be on QVC right now or something. Yeah. But this, I mean, so you guys, I've been using this since Steve gave it to me. Steve's been using it for as long as you've been buying guitar building tools from him. So like the side dot jigs and the radiusing blocks and the all the other stuff that you sell has this number 7 on it.
If it's a tool or jig that's made of wood, it has that on it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So that's super, super cool. Now, so during the pre-order, guys, if you want to get in on something, because we get this a lot. Hey, I don't know. I don't have a spray rig at my house. What can I do? Well, you can do this. It's easy. I mean, it is literally get this stuff on a towel, wipe it on a piece of lumber. Chris is cracking up, so I didn't want to say wood. And that it's done. You can assemble it and have a guitar that's ready to play and is protected. Yeah.
And that's the whole point of it. Now, as far as building with successive coats, like some oils are designed to do, I haven't tested that. And actually, I've been trying to develop a new product that is designed for building, a thicker finish. But I haven't gotten there. I just haven't gotten anything that I'm happy with. These 3, I'm really happy with.
Okay.
And so that's the only reason that I'm launching them.
Well, so Steve, what does it look like if you, so this is a neck that you built for us. That was part of our thing that we're doing with Dylan. See, it actually says Dylan Design. This is Dylan's headstock here. And it's got the Steve Maximum guitars. And it also has our logo, our previous logo on the headstock. So you want to show everybody just how easy it is to do this? You want me to do that?
You show them.
All right.
So the number 7 is a kind of almost a gel-like consistency.
Okay, so I'm just going to wipe this on the old. So I think this was sanded to like 220 or something.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Do I need a little more? How do you
put some in the rag?
Okay.
See how it's kind of like a gel consistency?
Okay, yeah.
And you want that rag, like I said, to stay preloaded.
Okay.
And just slather it over everything, dripping on the bottom just about.
All right.
And you don't have to be super conservative with it, because what you're going to do,
you're going to wipe it off.
You're going to wipe off all the extra with that rag. You're going to put it back in here so the rag stays preloaded for the next time.
Okay.
So it's not going to waste.
Everybody who watches our channel, Steve, enjoys being preloaded. They were waiting for that gag. Okay.
Yeah.
So once this sets up, it's done, right?
Yeah. My recommendation is to wipe off the excess within 5 to 10 minutes, because all the penetration is happening almost instantaneously. And I found that the longer you wait, the waxes begin to set up, and then it takes a little bit longer to buff it out.
Oh, okay.
And then this will be amazing enough. And you wipe off the excess, and then we'll get a clean rag for you, and then just get all the stuff that the wet rag isn't picking up.
Okay. All right. So this goes back in. All right. So now we've got the 3 rag system. I'm just wiping this off.
Yep. And at that point, what I do is I come back tomorrow and I actually buff, and the waxes then kind of take a sheen.
Okay.
A little bit of a sheen and a silkiness to it that will even be more than what you feel here. But here, once you start feeling it with your bare hands, you'll feel kind of a softness to it.
Yeah. No, it feels like a nice oil finish neck. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now, just for hold on, do you have a dryer towel? Because I want to show you guys for clarification. Here's another neck that Steve did for us with the same woods, and just for you can see the difference.
Yeah,
there.
adds a little tinting.
Okay. All right. Okay. So a couple people have a super chats, and I want to get to all of those, including the ones for the Challenger Juniors. Brian Duncan says sent $10 for some old number 7. I don't think he's talking about the oil.
Really?
No, I don't think so. And Dave the Pious wants to know, can colors be added to the oil? That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
You dye them before you add the oil.
Okay.
Okay. So the best thing is, like, if you wanted more of a vintage amber on your neck, then I would recommend that you take your trans tint dyes,
okay,
and you dye it first, and then you apply the oil after the dye is dried, and then it won't bleed and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it'll be fully compatible with dried dye already applied.
All right, cool. So guys, I don't know if it's live on the website yet, Steve, but you can pre-order all this stuff. You have to get all 3 of them, or can you pre-order just one?
For the pre-order, we're selling them just as one bundle.
One bundle, okay.
And then in the future, once we officially launch these, they'll be available each.
All right.
So, I mean, if somebody's ordering a bunch of templates, if they just want to add, a $12 thing of
okay,
this, then that'll be
cool.
easy at that point.
All right, excelente. All right. So this would be really super cool if you were lucky enough to get in on the Texas Toast Project neck.
Okay.
Because what that basically was a neck that was radiused and slotted, and you got to shape the headstock however you wanted. It had a truss rod in it, and you got to do the profile, and you got to build the neck. But we did a bunch of the hard stuff, so you just had power tools, or you just had hand tools. So if you were lucky enough to get one of our or a couple of our project necks, then you'd be excellently served by any of the 7, 8, or 9 oil and fretboard treatment here. Now, Chris and I are no longer in the neck making business for like just selling necks. We don't sell necks anymore. We thought we'd be able to. We don't.
It's a lot to do.
So, Steve, what happens if somebody still wants to do that?
Well, we had talked at one point in time, and we had a kind of a vision of offering kind of part bodies and partly done necks, and bringing it all together, kind of to complement, what our template systems provide, but to help those people out, like we talked about, that don't have the shop and the tools that we have to do a lot of this stuff. So how can you build a guitar without buying a truly, kit guitar, but still leaving enough for you to do building and learn the processes and stuff like that?
Ready? Okay. Oh, go ahead.
So since our last conversation, we redirected and we sped up the neck portion of it based upon what our conversation had, and the bodies are coming later. Okay. But we developed a neck system that you can spec it to be almost whatever you want within the range of our ordering system.
And if you're one of the 136 people watching right now, you are here. This has just gone live on your site right now. Link to Steve's site in my description below. You can go check it out now. Are you ready to cut to the chase?
Yeah.
Steve is making necks now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm making necks, and I'm making it for the guitar builder. So the necks, you can choose the level of detail that we do or don't do, and it goes all the way up to we'll route out the holes for fret and side dot markers, but we're not installing the markers.
This lacks perspective. Do you have one I could see?
Yes.
Okay.
But this one has markers in it because I did.
Okay, but yeah. So this is the a premium neck from Steve at Maximum Guitar Works. I have not even seen this yet. Okay?
He has not seen it. I wanted to kind of keep it live for initial reactions.
I was.
Packaged?
This is not how they come packaged.
Yeah, almost like that though.
Like that?
You get a towel for if you're hanging out in your backyard spa. All right, I can tell you guys right now, this feels really. Oh wow, this is neat. This is neat.
That's what I wanted.
Okay, so I don't know what this is, but I know what it is. So obviously this is a guitar neck. It's a Telecaster flat style heel. This is Steve's paddle headstock. This is flame roasted torrefied maple with a Wenge fretboard, pearloid dots on the face, and it looks like pearloid dots on the side too. So you can go to so this is how. Oh, and it's got how many coats of the stuff does it have? Does it have any? One coat.
One coat of number 7.
Okay, so if you got this neck and you pre-ordered that stuff, you could basically go from how this neck comes to you raw, unfinished, put one coat of stuff on here, and boom, you're rocking. Oh, I can't see because I have my glasses on. This also has blind fret slots, you guys. So
that's an option.
That's a cool thing.
That's a no-cost option.
That's a no cost option. Okay, there's questions coming in, guys. I want to get to all of them. I know what a bunch of them are already because Steve and I talked about, but I had not seen this. So it's profiled. You can also get it not profiled.
Exactly.
It's radius. You can also get it not radius.
Or different radiuses.
10,
12, and 14 right now. And the question you said, people are going to ask, what
somebody's
about
going to
compound
ask
radius and stuff? They're going to come in the future, okay? But in order to launch this sooner, I can only do what I can do with time to CAD and do all the integration.
Doug Santaniello is watching. He's like, "What can I get a wider one?" Yes, you can get a 1 3/4 wide at the nut, Doug.
Two options of nut widths.
No cost option,
right? 2 options of thickness. This is kind of the what I would call the modern C, I guess.
Yeah.
And then there's a thinner version that's about 1.5 millimeters thinner. You know, for people who like the thinner necks.
Okay, so this one does come with a paddle headstock. Do you offer so right now this is available like this? Can you get it? What else can you get in the headstock offering right now?
So inline 6 or reverse inline 6.
All right, so lefty or righty. Okay.
Exactly. You can get a paddle head that would be for a 3x3, which does not have tuner holes because there's no way to pre-drill.
Yeah.
For a 3x3.
Okay.
You get those 3 options. There is an option for a custom, but this is a thing. A custom.
Now, Steve, are you sure you want to tell people about this? Because you're practically giving that away.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. But right now, the custom headstock, number 1, has to fit within the profile of the paddle head.
All right. So you guys can see here this, and you've got about almost 4 inches of meat here. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Because if it went beyond that, I'd have to create new fixturing and stuff like that. But I can change the shape within the same fixturing system without any complications. So that's one rule. And then the design has to be your own design, and then I'll reproduce it for $100 basically CAD integration fee, and that's one per lifetime of that exact design.
So if I want to make my own headstock that has my own shape, my own trademark thing, it costs $100, and I can get one, or I can get as many necks as I want.
You can get 100 of them, and it's still the same $100.
Okay.
So the idea with the paddle head, though, is again, this is for guitar builders.
Yeah.
So unless you're really getting into production where time is money, then you buy the one and you basically cut it out with the bandsaw or jigsaw and take it to your sander and you smooth out all the curves, and you've got your own unique design. And then if you get to the point and said, man, I'm selling a lot of these and I'm spending a lot of time doing that, that's the time that you pay the $100. You send me a design. I create the design in here and I produce them to your ordering specification, type of wood, type of fretboard, blind slots, through slots, 21 frets, 22 frets. What other options do we have in there?
There is a staggering. Oh yeah, so we've got a couple of. You want to show everyone the truss rod options that we have here?
So we're using the one that Matt has used for a long time from Bitterroot as the standard in this guy right here. And we've also are incorporating some stainless steel options. One which would be installed this way if you ordered the stainless steel upgrade spoke wheel, but we're also going to have an Allen adjustment version of the stainless steel. So if you just want a stainless steel one still installed the same way, then that other one is what you would select.
Stainless is cool because it's light and it's
a little bit lighter than steel, and it's strong. You know, I mean, it's really strong quality stuff. So
this looks like $100 million, Steve. When you and I first talked about this, there are a bunch of questions coming in. I don't know what stuff like Floyd nut. base neck, things like that. If it's not on the website right now, it's
No,
not something that
right now we're restricting it to 25.5-inch scales. We're going to expand that in the future. Okay, and we're going to get also into set necks in the future.
So Doc, thank you for the super chat. And yes, we're getting into 7 degree. Is it going to be 7 degree like the one true and holy headstock angle? Okay, so hang loose. That's coming.
Yeah. But we're starting somewhere. It would take too long to launch it all at once. So over time, we're going to add different scale length options. I have to build new fixturing for every different scale length. I have vacuum fixture plates that I build in house that are designed for each and every scale length, and one plate holds the entire guitar neck, fretboard, back, front, neck, back, front. All on one fixture plate. So every scale length has to have a new fixture plate because of the way that I hold these down.
So there's some questions coming in from Cockpit Tracing.
Racing.
Cockpit Racing. I don't know what Cockpit Racing wants to know. It looks like all the oils are already sold out. So maybe if Mike might be doing the website right now, I say, guys,
he can take the limit off of that because they're all pre-sale.
So guys, we are Steve's website is actually being updated as we're talking right this very second.
Yeah.
So
Mike, just send me a text if you got that and are working on that.
So if you guys are trying to pre-order the oils, or if you're trying to order the necks. I know that Mike is updated. He's actually updating the website right now. We're live without a net here, right? So so I know that like if you go in and search necks, that's where you find it, and they're there. And
we call it the Guitar Builders Custom Neck template or custom neck ordering system.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So and you'll see all the different choices in there. We tried to limit the choices to what was practical for us to launch, but I think there's tons of options that maybe would be hard to find somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. There are thinking on just this neck alone, the blind fret slots, you can't get that anywhere.
Yeah. And even though we decided not to do
even custom headstocks for $100.
Yeah. That's just, if you get me the file, I can create it and I can integrate it in that amount of time. So
it's remarkable. Now, if you guys want other stuff and it's not on the website, that might be coming soon. But as of right now, if it's not on the website, that's something that you don't offer right this second, but maybe one day.
Okay. And if there's, and you can certainly send us an email and say, hey, I was wondering about this. And the answer will probably be, we're not offering it right now, but I don't mind hearing that, because if I hear the same people or different people asking for the same thing, then it says, okay, well, maybe I should bump this up to priority.
Yeah. I think a Floyd nut would be a great thing to offer. I don't know,
I could see that. And I could see that once we do the 24 fret version, neck version, that would probably be almost a must.
Sure.
For sure.
Now, okay. One of the things what I wanted to really tell you guys about, something very, very important to not just Steve, but also to Chris and myself, is our new necks for our Build a Classic Fender classes, and for our upcoming builds with Dylan, and for our upcoming fabric top class. We added a pickup winding component, and I said, guys, if you want to do all that stuff, we've got to have a neck, that's mostly done. And it's mostly done. Can we see one?
Yes.
Okay. So if you are one of the 6 lucky people who signed up for our November fabric top class, this is the kind of neck that, now all these necks are spoken for. I'm going to do stuff with these necks.
Yeah. So Matt asked for one of these necks to a certain specification, new headstock design and stuff. I ended up building 4 because it just doesn't make sense to build one of anything.
Plus I want more already. So yeah.
But I experimented with some of the woods that we have listed on our website for people ordering and building up their specs for their necks.
Okay.
Just to experiment so you could see it. Not all of them are probably going to be what you want for your classes and stuff like that, but they are randomly wrapped.
Okay.
In these.
So we don't know which one is which.
I don't know which one is which.
We're gonna have a look here. So guys, these are exactly like the necks that you will get if you come to one of the workshops that includes one of Steve's necks. So these aren't some, pardon my French, shit stick from eBay. Okay. This is all made in America. Okay. Here we go. Ebony fretboard, torrefied maple.
Yep.
All right. Now, so as you can see here, this has the TTG logo on it. It's got our Wood, Sweat, and Beers, Brotherhood of Guitar Building.
Mm-hmm.
We asked for a little relief cut right here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, it's got blind fret slots. It's got side dots because I asked Steve to do those. No markers because I asked Steve not to, because this is one of my necks. I don't like fret markers. It's got our Bitterroot truss rod that we've been using for forever. It's cut for Hipshot non-locking or locking. Do you remember?
The locking is what I use.
Okay,
so.
perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So here we go. This is one of the things that you can get from Steve. This is my headstock, so you can't get that unless you come to one of the workshops.
Yeah, roasted maple is one of the options, and we have 3 different degrees of figure. So this would be one with no or little figure. Would be this price point.
Okay.
And then we have ones that have more figure, like this guy here that we were looking at.
Yeah, that's wowies out.
That's moderate, maybe even high. I don't know. What do you think? Is it moderate or high?
I would say it depends on if it's Fender, it's high.
High?
Yeah.
Okay. We have some stuff that's even crazier than that, but that's top notch right there.
I think that is really, really cool. Okay, so Chris and I actually have plans for all these necks that you're about to see. We're going to do some stuff with these just to show off the guitars that we're working on, and we're going to be doing 5 things with. So I need one more, Steve. So
yes.
Well, yeah, you'll get to. All right. So these are all different.
All different.
Okay. So this one here is all right. Looks like we've got a rock maple with Paduke.
We do.
Fretboard. Okay, that's very
love
cool. I do love it. You know what I love about this Paduke fretboard? I don't have to sand it. Okay. Yeah. So again, this is dimensionally equal to this one that we had previously, but this one has a standard rock maple and Paduke.
Yep.
Excellent blind fret slots. Side markers, no face dots. The TTG headstock with the logo there, and yeah, totally cool. Okay, so all these things are on the website. You can
and
if you wanted a neck that had that on there, you could get that.
The neck start at $189.
Okay, and
I think for a made in the USA, high quality.
Yeah,
I see one.
Neck.
Like I said, this is an American made neck. This is not an import thing. This is made.
Everything we do in house right here in Colorado.
Yeah.
I think that's cool by itself. And of course, the Maximum Guitar Works little laser.
Which, by the way, I had to request on mine that Steve did that because I wanted that on our necks.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. And obviously the builder will know it's there, but no one else will. But yeah, I think that's what's important. Builders understand.
All right. What else we got here?
Right, so,
and guys, if I'm missing your questions, it's not because I'm trying to not answer them. It's because I'm
version number 3.
All right. So here we've got another maple with what appears to be walnut.
Nope.
Rosewood.
Indian rosewood.
Okay. All right. So this is, again, you guys can see standard telly flat heel.
So this would be really conventional, right?
Yeah, very
Indian
much
rosewood, hard rock maple. I think there's a $10 upcharge for the rosewood. So
okay,
that is sub $200 right there for that neck.
Okay, cool. And again, blind fret slots, radius to whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, all yours are 10.
Okay, that's because that's the one true and holy radius. Okay, all right, cool. The other thing is if you now for the November class, guys, the necks will be profiled, and I think you're gonna really love them. And if you want something that has, like Doug, when you come out to that one, if you want the wider neck, we'll source the wider neck for you, and it'll be cool. If there was I was going to say something, I spaced it out. Let's keep moving so I can
remember.
Yeah, who knows? I might remember.
So this is the last one.
Okay, I bet you I can guess what this one is.
Yeah, probably.
Because we talked about what. Yeah. I'm gonna guess this is all Cocobolo, the whole thing.
You know, that is the number one choice.
The number one requested neck material. All right, so what we've got here is another maple neck. Boom, with maple fretboard. How cool is that? I you know what? I really like this. This is the cool one here.
Yeah.
So this will be again, so Chris and I have something planned for all 4 of these and the 5th one. And you guys will see those very, very soon. But effective immediately, if you come to our Build a Classic Telly workshop, you'll get a neck not unlike this.
Right.
This is the neck blank that you're going to start with. So you won't be starting with the previous neck blank. You're going to start with this premium neck blank. Now, if you want to, grind more material off the back, you can. Of course, we will walk you through all the fret stuff.
And this is probably a good time to talk about anybody ordering up the necks online is going to come sanded up to about 120.
Yeah.
It's going to need some additional finish work and then whatever finishing process. And obviously the fret work needed to be done and dot markers if you choose to have us route out the holes. However, for your class,
I'm going to make a double neck with these two.
For your class, you're requesting no sanding done.
Yep.
So it'll come right off of the CNC. I'll do the assembly and everything. And then from there, it comes into the class. So people get to do all of the final shaping.
Now, except for the November class, that one's going to be next ready to go because they're going to wind pickups in that workshop too. So, but in the regular 5-day class, this will all be rough, and you'll have to.
I'm leaving about 15 thousandths.
Okay.
On the website, if you go through that ordering dialogue, you can see what the specs are. And if off the top of my head, this one is like 21.5 millimeters or 21 millimeters and 23.5 millimeters.
Okay.
So 2.5 millimeter slope. The empirical conversions are listed on the website.
Okay. Cool.
But
excellent.
But yeah, so they can take it down from there if they want it. I do leave it about 15 thousandths fatter than that, so there's room to sand.
And on the back of the headstocks on the workshops that you come to, regardless of which workshop, it'll say finished by your name and the date of your workshop, and might even have some other stuff that we haven't decided yet what that's going to be. But you get to pick what neck you want. Oh, and you get to pick if you want to upgrade to the wheel truss rod and the carbon fiber inserts. You get to pick that stuff.
Carbon fiber reinforcement is an upgrade, but it's one that a lot of people want. So
and you can upgrade your Texas Toast neck to that if you want it for your workshop.
Absolutely.
So very cool.
Yeah,
this is a game changer for us. Like I said, guys, effective immediately. If you have signed up or you want to sign up for one of our Build a Classic Fender classes, this is, well, not this neck, but a neck that has been mostly done is going to be what you get to start with. And you get a premium neck. You get the best possible quality neck we can get you. Cool. So you'll walk out of here on day 5 with the best possible instrument you can walk out of here with. I personally guarantee it. So anyway, people have asked stuff like bass necks. As of right now, there are no plans to do bass necks right this second.
No, it's lower down on the list.
Okay.
The list is kind of extensive. The next one to do is the 2475 set neck version of these, which is basically the same pocket dimensions of your Challenger.
Yeah.
Which I think is, when I was measuring those, it seemed to be like a really happy standard.
Yeah, and I didn't come up with those numbers myself, and they're not like, well, those are only my neck feet. Yeah, that's I can't remember what Gibson or Paul Reed Smith we used to average those out.
Sure.
So So I'm super excited about these. These necks feature the Bitterroot truss rods that we get from John and Cheryl at Bitterroot Guitars. And if you want, you can. It's a perfectly acceptable truss rod. I love it. If you want to upgrade the truss rod to a wheel adjust on Steve's website, or if you want to do it for the workshop, you can get the wheel, the spoke wheel adjust, and it's down here in the heel. Yes. Yep. Okay. So yeah. What am I missing, Chris? What?
I don't know what you're missing.
Am I forgetting to tell anybody anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So
I don't know if people can hear you. Someone said something about they couldn't hear you.
I'm sure they can hear me.
All right.
So these necks, if somebody orders a neck from you, it will not look like that. It will not have a logo on the headstock. It will not have that design.
No, this is our headstock.
Correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's been some confusion over that.
Okay.
You will show them what they will get if they order a 6-on-a-side headstock.
You'll get this headstock.
There you go.
Unless you pay Steve $100 to make your own custom headstock,
Yeah.
like we did.
And I'll clarify that a little bit because the questions are going to come. I'm not the designer, okay? So I won't be designing your headstock for you. If you give me a design, I will replicate that design in CAD and then be able to implement it into the CNC.
Now, Steve, why does this headstock not look exactly like a Fender headstock?
Okay. I have no desire to get into conflict of copyright.
Yep. Me neither.
So therefore, my headstocks on my guitars is my own design. And when I sell the templates, I sell them because people want to create, vintage instruments and things like that. And I think that's certainly justifiable, and it works out great. But you could certainly get a paddle neck and you could then apply a template to that and make it whatever you want it to look like. But if you send me a design for me to basically trace into CAD and program it into my CNC, it needs to be your design.
I got an odd call today from a guy who asked if we would build him something that I didn't want to build him because it's not cool to do. It's not cool to infringe on someone else's trademark. And I wouldn't do it. And he said, I said, the only way I would do that is if I got written authorization from the guy who has the trademark on that guitar.
Sure.
And that's the only way I would be willing to make you that guitar. Well, what if I could get that for you? Well, that's a pretty big if.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to make counterfeit guitars.
No, it's not where you want to be. And if you guys are, starting to build guitars, or you've been building guitars and you love building guitars, it's use some of your own creativity and come up with things that make it your own.
Having said that, there's no new headstocks. So has anyone said that headstock looks exactly like a blah, blah, blah headstock?
Yes, we're actually just talking about that.
Yeah.
It looks like a Friedman headstock.
Okay, yeah.
It looks like a lot of headstocks.
It looks like a bunch of
We are
headstocks.
expecting a cease and desist from John Page any day now, right?
We are not. No.
But it looks like a lot of headstocks.
Sure. That's because 6-on-a-side headstocks from here to here
are all the same.
Are all the same. And as soon as you start making it something through here that doesn't violate somebody else's trademark. Yeah. So I knew people were going to say that. Yeah. But yeah, so you should get a paddle headstock from Steve and you can make it whatever you want. Yeah. Go crazy. If you want, I'll draw my favorite headstock on there and you can cut it out and have it do whatever you want.
Yeah. Should we ask what that is?
No. No. Let's take a quick super chat from Doc. He says, Steve, if I brought out a neck to you in August while I'm there for the class, would it be enough time for you to copy it?
What does that mean? Copy it?
I don't know, but I think what he wants is maybe a profile and a headstock for his November class. Is that right, Doc?
If he was looking for a custom headstock based upon a guitar that he has, yeah, I can trace it, scan it, and then import it into the CAD and do that.
Okay. Brad, what's a foot stock? Okay. Anyway, yeah. So it's important to remember though, Doc and Brad, if you want a headstock that is your own shape, as of right now, it has to fit in this canvas.
Right.
Okay. So, all right.
And I think that's a safe thing to do. I mean, if you go beyond that, you're trying to create something that's just weird.
You're gonna make something that you're gonna think is cool when you make it, and you're gonna think is ridiculous in 10 years from now.
Hey, I think I got the Mike has got that ordering thing fixed. So
on the oil, so you guys can
Yeah.
you can pre-order the oils right now.
yeah, should work.
A foot stock is a headstock shaped like a foot.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no.
What if
Steve
it
will
looked
not
like
make
gas
that.
pedal?
Yeah. Oh, that would be cool.
That would be
Yeah.
cool,
Yeah. It's just
Brad, come on, Brad.
Gotta, just got to fit within that. I mean, I felt like that was pretty
Brad.
liberal.
Brad is a jokester.
So he just wants to come up with something contrary.
Brad's gonna want one of these any day now. So yeah. All right, we've got another super chat from Doc, and it is just the headstock from my build in the May class. So Doc, why don't you want our headstock?
Oh, he wants that headstock for the one he's building.
Well, I guess he wants his headstock from May.
Well, I think you're doing these headstocks at your class. This is your
So
class.
our November class, Doc, is remember I said when you guys were out here, we're gonna get necks, and they're just gonna be done. And so I want to go with our necks. Now, Doc, send me an email and let's talk about this, because these necks are the cool way to go.
And here's the simple answer for Doc. If he could order another one, a neck just like this, because I'm already making them with whatever headstock, and now he's got an extra headstock and he can swap it out whenever he wants.
There you go. Okay.
But still, I think participating in the class is
what's cool is getting the of guitar building thing. So okay. Doug Santaniello writes, is it possible with the paddle I can fashion it into a Music Man 4x12? I don't see why not, Doug. You'd have to have Steve put no holes.
Yeah. Is it inline? The one he's talking about?
Well, it's a 4 and 2, so he wants 4 up here and 2 down here, or 4 down here. Yeah.
You could also get there's a 3x3 paddle head that kind of comes out like this, so it's larger, but it's got no holes in it. But you can go with this with no holes also if you're going to place them differently.
Okay, cool. The other thing about the November class is we don't have a ton of time to sand necks. We've got, because you guys are going to be doing a bunch of finish, a bunch of pickup winding, a bunch of fretting, a bunch of assembly, and a bunch of other stuff. So we just don't have a whole lot of time in that particular 5-day class to go and make a bunch of other stuff. So you guys are going to love what you get. I guarantee it. Okay. So anyway, okay. So we've got a few more minutes before we have to give up the airwaves to Dylan. We've got 8 minutes. I want to thank Steve from Maximum Guitar Works for coming down and sharing our new necks that we're going to be using effective immediately in all of our workshops. All of his new stuff that he's got available as of
right now,
5:00 this afternoon. His new necks, his new finishing products.
Yeah.
So much good stuff. And guys, you cannot get the list of features that Steve is offering right now. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you cannot get this anywhere in the United States other than Steve from now. You can get some of that from someone, blah, blah, blah. You can't. I've never seen blind fret slots from anybody. Have you, Chris?
No.
As a standard feature that you can just get.
On a project neck.
Not a project neck. I've never seen that. So if you guys are interested in making your own necks, getting your own, doing your own fret work, having a neck set up the way you want, if you're that guy who goes, I want stainless steel, great, go crazy. You can do it. So thank you to Steve for coming down here. Maximum Guitar Works. Steve's going to be with us on Saturday for the Great American Guitar Building Contest. And remember, if you signed up for that, you get $100 worth of templates from Steve at Maximum Guitar Works. You don't have to buy anything else, but you can buy whatever else you want too. But you get $100 worth of templates just for signing up for the Great American Guitar Building Contest. In fact, a couple of people have already taken advantage of that.
Yeah.
Cool. I'd also like to thank Ike and the guys at Flipside Music, the Great American Guitar Store. Ike is actually in New York right now at a wedding, so that's why they didn't have a show today. I think they might have one next week, but I don't know. I'd like to thank Dylan from Dylan Talks Tone, who will be having a show in just a few minutes, and I have to get the hell off of the air so Dylan can get on and talk about what he wants to talk about. I want to thank John and Cheryl from Bitterroot Guitars. Bitterroot Guitars, these all the necks that we showed you have Bitterroot truss rods in them because they're really, really good. They're a premium truss rod, and I love them. We've tried to break them before. They will not break. I would also like to thank Dan and Calvin from Tone Wood Experts, who send out the best stuff. We got a buttload of super cool Honduran mahogany body blanks. By the way, gang, if you signed up for the fabric top class, you're going to be using Honduran mahogany for your body blank. Let's take a quick super chat from SS. Great looking neck, Steve. Get well soon, Chris. Chris is fine.
Chris is fine. Yep. Somebody wants to know what a blind fret slot is. Would you explain blind fret slot?
Yeah. So you see how the fret slot only goes to almost the end of the fretboard there, but doesn't poke out the side. So that way you undercut the fret and you don't get any sprout.
Yep. And it's a little like binding.
It's a little like binding,
Yeah,
only
binding.
wood. Now
It's cleaner looking.
It's a clean install, and I've actually got some tools coming. If you've signed up for any of our classes, you'll be able to do the hemispherical fret ends. I've got some specialty tools on the way. If you don't know what that is, it's that hot dog fret end.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that you guys will be able to do in all of our classes is the hemispherical fret ends, because all of our necks are going to be blind fret slots. Okay. So, all right. Is there anything else? So someone says no filling. Yeah. So if you've ever looked at the side of a neck and you've seen like some, I don't know, like whatever, they put some putty in there or lacquer,
NCA.
Something. You won't need to do that.
Yeah, it's clean. It's
it's
the way they all should be done, in my opinion. But that's a nice option.
Now, Paul, if you signed up for the Great Guitar Build Off, Steve is not. Are you endorsing that?
Am I endorsing it?
Are you giving away stuff for the Great Guitar Build Off, or just my Great American Guitar Building Contest?
Oh.
So if you've signed up for the Crimson Guitars thing, I don't think Steve's helping out with that.
No, I've never spoken
with
those folks. So
if you want to get in on the Great American Guitar Building Contest, which is this Saturday, we've been talking about it for a little over a year. Steve will give you $100 worth of templates. So, but that does not apply to any other contest.
Can we talk one more thing about this?
We have 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
The floor is yours.
It'll
Steve.
take me 30 seconds. This is the #1 production neck of our new custom neck building system.
Okay.
This is #1. I'm going to send this neck to someone that I randomly choose from my list of Patreon subscribers. And I'm going to do this on July 4th.
Independence Day, somebody gets a cool neck.
Someone will have this shipped to them.
Not one to like it.
This one.
Wow. Cool. Okay.
This one. So if you're interested in this neck, you got just as chance as anyone if you're a subscriber to my Patreon.
Okay. Cool. So someone's going to get this super cool neck.
Yeah.
That's very cool, Steve. So if you guys want to take advantage of that, sign up with Steve over at his all of Steve's information is in the description below. You can find it all there. If you don't know where Steve is on YouTube or Patreon, you can find it all there. He's on he's a list because he's a sponsor of my channel and is a good friend of mine. So yeah. Anyway, all right. We are going to go ahead and call it a day. We are going to see you guys tomorrow for a cool reveal. I think it's a double reveal too, Chris, right?
Sure.
It's at least a double reveal. It's that Sunday driver and that Challenger.
Oh,
so yeah.
There you go.
All right, gang. So I want you to go over and check out Dylan from Dylan Talks Tone. Steve, thanks again for coming over and hanging out with us. It's great to hang out with you. We will see you. We'll see you guys tomorrow, if not over at Dylan's place. And I don't know what NG my shot is, but yeah, we'll see you Saturday, Brad. I'm looking forward to it, my friend. Take care, everybody. Have a great evening.
Yeah, I couldn't